Welcome to the Wandering Pilgrims podcast, where we bring to light the lesser-known stories of America's founding. Today, we journey into the life of Hannah Jack Thornton, the wife of Dr. Matthew Thornton, one of the brave signers of the Declaration of Independence. Although many records of her life are sparse, the fragments we have reveal a woman of deep faith, resilient spirit, and profound influence behind the scenes. Hannah Jack was born into a world where heritage and faith intertwined to shape destiny. Her father, Andrew Jack, emigrated from Londonderry, Ireland, though his roots lay in the Scottish Highlands. Settling near Chester, New Hampshire prior to 1747, Andrew quickly made his mark as a respected member of the local Presbyterian community, even serving as a warden. His wife, Mary Morrison, also brought Scotch traditions into the home, and together, they instilled in young Hannah the values of discipline, devotion, and community. In the mid-18th century, the Scotch-Irish were known not only for their ardent Presbyterian beliefs, but also for their fierce commitment to family and education. As with many daughters raised in such households, faith was both a personal anchor and a communal badge of honor. In 1760, at just 18 years of age, Hannah Jack entered into a transformative marriage with Dr. Matthew Thornton. Their union, though marked by a significant age difference, Matthew being nearly 3 decades her senior, was emblematic of the era's customs. Yet beyond the numbers, it was a partnership that would fortify a family during some of the most turbulent times in American history. Dr. Thornton's life, later emblazoned by his signature on the Declaration of Independence, was one of public service and political fervor. But behind his celebrated image stood Hannah, a steadfast support who balanced the demands of a politically charged household with the sacred responsibilities of a homemaker. Together, they raised 5 children, 4 of whom survived to adulthood, a remarkable feat given the era's challenges. When we examine the scant records of Hannah's direct expressions of faith, the clues lie in the life she was born into. The Jack family's active involvement in the Presbyterian Church meant that from her earliest days, Hannah imbibed a belief system that prized integrity, community, and moral fortitude. Her father, Andrew Jack, not only led by example as a church warden, but also demonstrated the value of self-discipline and service. Presbyterianism in colonial New England was more than a religious institution. It was a social hub, a school of virtue, and a backbone for many families facing the uncertainties of frontier life. While we do not have writings penned by Hannah or records of her personal meditations, we can reasonably infer that her character was shaped by these community ideals. Her calm resilience, her commitment to family, and even her silent support of her husband's public endeavors echoed the Presbyterian values of the time. In many ways, Hannah's life embodies the unsung spiritual labor that sustained the revolutionary spirit. The American Revolution was not fought solely on battlefields. It was nurtured in the quiet moments at home, in prayers offered up before dawn, and in the steadfast belief that faith could hold a nation together. History may have left Hannah Jack Thornton with a footprint barely visible in the annals of public records, but her influence as a wife, mother, and keeper of her community's faith endures. Her Scotch-Irish heritage, imbued with the Presbyterian spirit, offered her both a moral compass and a legacy of resilience that helped shape one of America's founding families. While her husband, Dr. Matthew Thornton, is celebrated for signing the Declaration of Independence, the real story of the American Revolution is interwoven with the stories of women like Hannah. They provided the emotional and spiritual support necessary for these public figures to pursue a dream of liberty, often at great personal sacrifice. Today, as we remember Hannah Jack Thornton, we honor not only her personal sacrifice and devotion, but also the countless unnamed women whose stories are written in the margins of history. Her life stands as a testament to the power of faith and the quiet valor required to nurture a family amidst the storms of change. As we conclude today's journey, consider the enduring influence of faith and perseverance. Though records of Hannah's inner thoughts or personal religious practices may be few, the legacy of her upbringing, her marriage, and her role in a revolutionary household speaks volumes about the strength found in commitment to family, faith, and country. For many of us today, her story invites a reflection on what it means to quietly support monumental change. How do our values and beliefs shape not only our lives but the future of our communities? Hannah's life might be a chapter in the past, but its themes of devotion, resilience, and the transformative power of faith remain ever relevant. Thank you for listening to the Wandering Pilgrims podcast. We hope Hannah Jack Thornton's life inspires you to appreciate the quiet strength in every act of faith and perseverance. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe and share this podcast with fellow history enthusiasts. If you have enjoyed this recording and would like to help us create more like it, please consider supporting our efforts through Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, and our shop. You can also find other resources and graphics about Hannah Thornton and others we cover here on our podcast, on our website, Instagram, and Facebook page. You can find all of those links in the description.